Sunshine Value Farm family, welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for being part of the family and also loving Value Farm and also following our journey at Value Farm. Guys, we are back at the farm. It's quite a gloomy day today, but we are happy to be here in the goat pen. I'm really super excited. You guys love the goat farming series. I also have my co-director on standby who's going to say hello to you guys and also at least greet you guys today.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Grafton, proud co-founder of Value Farm. And you guys already saw me in the background. I actually came in and I didn't lock the door behind me.
Okay.
And one of the kids was trying to make a break for the border, so I had to, go close it. So yeah, we're back here. We're back in the goat pen. So the main thing we wanted to actually talk to you guys about, these lovely ladies, like when we did the first video, we told you guys that they arrived pregnant. Well, one of them was still not pregnant.
Yeah.
So since that time, she's been crossed. We're happy to report every single one of these ladies in here are pregnant. They're happily expecting, and they seem to be adjusting really well. They seem to be very happy, and that actually got me thinking, since these goats are pregnant, how do you deal with your goats when they're about to deliver? How do you prepare your pen and all the aspects that you have to actually go through when your goats are expecting? So
yes, wow, as you can see, this building here, this is a raised house, and of course we have different partitions for our goats, for the expecting mothers, we have for the kids, we have for the males, we have for the backs of the farm. Remember, the major key for any farmer, any goat farmer, is the back. The back is going to be the one to improve your genetics, is the one going to be the king of your farm, to at least get you the good genetics and also get you the quality breeds that you really want in your farm. So we have all those different sections that I will definitely take you guys in different sections so that we can share with you guys.
It's a very good point you just mentioned, right? So the most common question we get when people reach out because they want to start their farm, especially when it comes to livestock, they always ask us, which should I get first? Should I get a male or female? For those of you that have experience in farming, like the most important aspect of that ratio is always going to either be your ram if you're into sheep or your buck if you're into goats. Right? And like vice versa, if you're into cows, you need to start with a great bull. But that's not the sexy choice. But most people think about, I need to get a female, preferably a pregnant female that's about to produce. Think of it from this standpoint. If you just get one female, that female is going to give you either one goat or two goats, right? But if you actually start with your buck, that one buck could easily impart his DNA on anywhere between 30 to 40 does within a very short period of time. So it might not be the sexy option, but it's the practical option. And when it comes to business, there are things that are flashy. There are things that just will make heads turn. But you know what? It's not practical. There's nothing sexy about starting a business. The sexiness comes when your bank accounts start to look very differently. If you could actually start to see over your rooftop by standing on your money, that's very sexy. That should always be the goal for every single one of you. But in the beginning, you have to do the pushing, you have to do the digging, you have to do the dirty work that nobody gets to see. That's not really gonna bring you money initially. But then again, no matter what business you start, there's always a period of building and developing and also figuring out your margins and making sure that you get to a point where you have a functional business that's alive and producing for you. So when it comes to making this very, very big decision, you should always look for a buck or that top tier ram, because that's what's going to change everything at your farm.
That is very, very true. And even before we jump into the real topic of the day today, guys, if you're an aspiring farmer out there, treat farming as a business.
A real business.
Like a business, like how you treat your office job, any other business, maybe a boutique or whatever. Treat farming as a real business. If you don't put that into consideration, you're going to lose out on a lot. So at least you make sure you do your budgeting, your marketing strategy, look at your animals, are they healthy? everything should be well planned and organized. That is just a piece of advice from us. But well, we are back here, still at the pen, and we are going to be telling you guys how we prepare our mothers here, our expecting mothers, before the kidding season. Yeah. What do we do first? We separate them. Yes, put them in their own section.
So we'll show you guys that. Right?
Yes, so let's go to the section so that you can see. So guys, we are in this other section, and of course we wanted to really share with you guys the different sections that we've really subdivided for our expecting mothers. So we have 2 sections separated for them, and it's really a very comfortable bed for them. Because these are mothers, you have to really make sure they're very comfortable before they give birth. They're fed very well. What do we do most even before we separate them? Their feeding ratios have to go up, because this is going to really improve on their immunity for the mother and for the unborn kid. So we have these sections right here. There's one mother that is almost giving birth in a few weeks. We've been really expecting her to give birth soon, but we are waiting. We're still having hope that any time from now, we shall be having here the pure boars. And this is one of the mothers that came from South Africa. I'm really super excited about it.
So a few key things for you guys to keep in mind, okay? So when your goats are actually pregnant, confirmed pregnant, right? So at 3 months, they're supposed to get the clostridial shots, but my partner will double check that.
Yes,
for you.
yes, they do that. And, 3 months to 4 months.
3 months to make sure that, you know, that they get that inborn immunity, obviously, right? But then the most important thing, by the time your goat get to that 3.5, 4 months time frame, you have to start to treat them very differently. You have to make sure you're giving them extra feed, especially from the very beginning. When you initially cross that goat, the moment you confirm that pregnancy, you make sure that goat is getting as much feed as possible, especially in the beginning stages. Because if that goat is not getting enough to eat and is under tremendous stress, guess what? That kid will not develop the way that it's supposed to.
That is true.
You don't want to have your kids being born underweight. You don't want them to be weak, because if they're born underweight and if they're born too small, obviously they're going to have a much harder time to fight off any diseases. You want them to come out strong with fighting spirit and with the ability to care, to adapt to the environment very quickly, right? But the main thing that most farmers, the biggest mistake we make in this phase, because you might be a new farmer, you might be excited, oh my God, I have 3, 4 those that are expecting, and you think the job is done. Your job is just beginning. Especially when the confirmation of the pregnancy is there. Now, when you know that goat is at least 3.5 months pregnant, you have to start to treat them very, very differently. What do we mean by that? You need to start to isolate that goat. You need to keep that goat in a separate pen from general population, because you will have other goats at your farm that might be natural born fighters. And they will definitely want to fight. They will not care whether or not that doe is pregnant. They will hit it. And guess what? You can definitely have an unintended abortion on your hand. So the moment, especially when they start to show real heavy sign, you want to start to move them into their own section, right? Especially when they get into that 3.5, 4 months time frame. Yeah. But definitely by the time they get to the 4 months, forget if you're free ranging. Yeah. We urge you to adopt a 0 grazing policy temporarily. Because the last thing you want to do, you let your pregnant mama go out into the field. Free ranging. And then if she's a first time mom, free ranging. And if you don't have a caring herdsman, they can definitely have a possibility of you losing both the kid and the doe at the same time, because most first-time does first-time moms, when they're delivering, some of them will definitely be able to have the kid with no problem. Yeah. But a good number of first-time moms will definitely need you to be there to assist them. Assist them. And if you're not there, believe me, the suffocation, and of course, there could be horrific
that is so
consequences.
True. That is so true. More to what you're saying about nutrition, Guys, that's why we always tell you that you need to plant grasses, nutritious grasses. We have grasses like the alfalfa, lab, we have brocaria grass. At least feed them more on that, and also give them some grains as well. Grain is very good for development of the kids, so if you can supplement for them, give them some grains, it's also more advisable. Then another point that may not seem serious, but it's really advisable for you guys, is also to make sure that their hooves are trimmed for these mothers, because you don't want them after delivering or towards giving birth, they have discomfort on their hooves. So make sure they're trimmed so that they can be comfortable as well, and they can be able to move very well. They can be able to have the energy to even breastfeed these kids when they are born.
Yeah, so finishing up with the other section with the expecting moms, right, guys? You definitely want to make sure that you have they need to be in a dry place.
That is true.
So then if you're lucky like us, we actually have those super tall razor grass that everybody hate, but they actually come in very handy for bedding. So what we do, we actually cut them, we let them dehydrate for like a day or two, and then we always have the staff here, they constantly cut those grasses and they keep them for that purpose, both to put in the kids' pen, like when they're first born, but also that's where we put as bedding for the expecting does as well, because you want them to get used to that environment. You don't want to just move her in there when she's in labor and now they're in a different environment, because goats, you know, they're herd animals. They actually develop relationship with other goats within their pen. So you don't want to add any additional stress by moving them in to an isolation unit at the very last moment. You want to take the proactive step of moving them into their own space, into their own environment, at least a week or two before the expected delivery date. So why is this so important, right? That's why you need to keep your records. That's why you need to know when your does will cross. So that way the math can definitely make sense, right? So if you know your does will cross, you know, 3.5 months from now, 4 months from now, if you're not keeping records, you're just guessing.
Yes, you're not sure.
And these animals are far too valuable. And believe me, when it comes to farming, unless your animals are reproducing with livestock, you're not making money. Okay?
That is true.
Yes, you have to buy your parenting stock. They're parenting stock in order for them to give you the offsprings. If you don't know how to properly prepare for the offsprings to come, then your farm will always struggle to grow. And we're in business to make money, and in order to do that, you need to be able to multiply.
Oh, wow. That is really amazing. And of course, now let's talk about also the kids, because when these kids are born, we also have a section for the kids as well.
We have a section for the kids, but it's also how you have to handle those kids.
Exactly.
You have to handle them. They're like babies, seriously. You have to handle them with care. When they're first born, we actually take the navel cord, we dip it in iodine to make sure that area is properly disinfected. Make sure that it's not coming into contact with any other areas at especially within the pen. Yes, it has to be clean, but it also has to always be that section around the navel area until it dries off and fall off. You have to make sure it stays clean, and you have to also make sure kids get that first drink of colostrum. And some people make the mistake of just walking away. They don't really treat those the kids with care. You as the owner, if you're on the ground, you need to make sure that kid is able to stand on his or her own 2 feet, and they take that first drink, because if they don't get that drink initially, I would say within the first 15 to 20 minutes, some of them might actually need your help. You know, some of them might actually need you to help them find the udder, and of course take that initial first drink, because guess what? Without that first drink, you're gonna find yourself with a very sickly kid. That will always give you a headache. That will make this journey of you becoming a livestock farmer a very stressful one. We want this journey for you to be smooth. Okay? So these are some of the things you need to keep in mind. And of course, in order for that mother to provide enough food for that kid, what does she need? Feeding. You need to make sure you feed that mom like there's nobody's business, okay?
That is
Sometimes I know your herds guys might actually take the goats out for grazing, maybe like 3, 4, 5 hours a day. But those moms, initially, not only are they grazing, but you're also bringing extra feed into their pen, right? Because they need to eat in order to produce enough milk.
Exactly, and also clean water. Do not just feed and forget about clean water. These goats also Like
and your minerals
as well, mineral salts should be there for them to lick so that they can be able to drink even more water for them. So which is advisable for all the goats as well, but for the pregnant ones you need to make sure that there's an extra care. But this is something that we've received so many questions and we wanted to address with you guys, and I hope you guys have really learned something from this video. At least you picked out 1 or 2 points. If you have, please leave your comments down below and also give your suggestions as well. We want to hear from you guys because we need to communicate, we need to share ideas together.
Speaking of communication and sharing, a lot of you guys come in here, you get the free knowledge and you go away. You don't subscribe and you don't share this information with your friend. Sharing is caring. Okay?
Yes.
If you're here, if this information is useful to you, we ask you to do us this favor, and I don't always ask for this, okay? We're on the road to 150, maybe 200K with your help and support. We will get there one day, but we're never gonna get there if you keep coming here, John Doe, and you watch this content, and then you go back to your regular life, and you don't subscribe, or you don't tell your friends to subscribe. But guys, all jokes aside, the best way you can actually help this company and our channel and our content to help impact farming on a much greater scale, we truly urge you to subscribe, share with the people you care about, right?
Exactly.
Because when you do that, you're gonna help us, and you're also helping spread the knowledge and the gospel of VF to the world. To the world,
exactly. And of course, for those who really want special consultation as well, please contact us so that we can schedule time for consultations.
Very, very important, because guys, let's be real with each other again, because you know that's why we do here.
Yes.
We want to make sure we're on the same page. We get so many people that reach out to us about, why don't you guys create classes? Why don't you guys make this a paid thing? We say no. We actually keep it free for a reason. This information, our experiences, what we go through, this is the topical part that we feel like everyone should know. But if you want detailed analysis, detailed information, that's what consultations are for. So you can definitely reach out to us through our social media platform, also on WhatsApp. We can definitely give you either 30 minutes of consultation, an hour, however long you need. That's something we can definitely work out for you guys, okay?
Yeah, and of course the information, when you call us, we shall give you all the information on that. But guys, I hope this video has really helped one of you, or some of you who are out there who are planning to start goat farming. At least be prepared. This is the knowledge that you really need to have before you start your farm. And in case you're already having a farm, these are some of the things that you need to pick a leaf from. But really appreciate you guys so much. If you haven't already checked out our social media platforms, please go to Instagram, Value Farm UG, Facebook, Value Farm, TikTok, Value Farm UG. We have behind the scenes. We also share our, sneak peeks there as well, so that you can see what is actually happening at Value Farm.
TikTok. We might actually, once we get enough followers on TikTok, we might actually do a few lives on TikTok.
As well. Because, most of our followers also are coming from TikTok. We appreciate you guys, and shout out to you guys for always subscribing. Please subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.